Friends, foes, subbies, what's up? Today is Monday. Love and Hip Hop, New York. Hmm. Episode 6 or 5, whatever. I'll write it in the info box again. I never pay attention, my bad. So this is my review. Again, I had to write everything down because I don't remember off the top of my head because there's always so much going on. Today's episode was pretty interesting. Um, by the way, did you guys watch Super Bowl last night? Hmm. Beyonce did her thing. Uh, when Kelly and Michelle popped up, I was like, damn, girl. But Michelle looked like she was about to break. Her legs were skinnier than my wrists. But anyways, back to Love in Hip Hop New York. The episode starts off with Rich and Yandy. And yeah, Rich is basically asking Yandy to do him a favor and talk to Erica and find out why Erica is such a hot head, crazy type chick. And he wants to know whether he should continue working with her. So, Yandy agrees. Yandy asks Rich why she even messing with Erica in the first place, but, you know, some men just can't handle working with women. They just have to always. Yeah, so Yandy's gonna get the 401 for Rich. Then it's Tahiri and Joe. Tahiri cooks for Joe. The food looked pretty scrumptious. Yes, I must say it did look yummy. Um, and Tahiri starts talking about her record with well, yeah, she starts talking about her record with Joe, and Joe's making fun of her and stuff, and she's like, "Do you like the food?" Like, she's dying so much to get some approval from this dude, and I think he said some type of comment like, it's alright, there's too much something in the steak, I don't know. Um, and Tahiri is basically making love with Joe with her eyes, and she's just like, and they end the night. Oh, Joe had me cracking up when he was like, I gotta go to the studio. I know that you prepared the bedroom and yada yada yada, but I cannot stay. And Tahiri looks a little disappointed. I'm almost like, okay, why didn't you say, no, I didn't, nigga? I was not trying to fuck you tonight. She did not disagree. She just looked like a puppy dog. And they get up and they hug each other so passionately. Mm, mm. Kaylin, where are you? You should have came to dinner too. Now it's Jen and Rocky. So um, they meet up and they're meeting up for lunch with Ebro from Hot 97. He is a radio personality. Um, I'm sick and tired of them always meeting up for lunch and really never like having lunch. They just sit at the table and it's always like at an outside type restaurant just to argue and then leave. So yeah, they're talking to Ebro about an idea of them hosting a show, and Ebro's kind of like, I don't have a spot for y'all, but I'll give you a chance. He's like, one thing I don't need no flirty bimbos on the air, because if that's what you're gonna do, I'm not rocking with you. And it's funny because he's implying that Rocky is that type of person, like she flirts a lot, and she admitted that she's flirty because she's a Latina. Okay, not every. I'm not even gonna say nothing because I'm not Spanish, so I wouldn't know. Um, Maybe she is industry pussy. Who knows? Her pussy in the industry. um, Damn my phone. Now it's Yandy and Erica. So they meet up at a restaurant, of course, and they're gonna talk about um the business with Rich and whatnot. And before they started that conversation, they touched on the little beef that Yandy and Erica had at Yandy's party. And all of a sudden, the conversation just switches up to Erica's past relationship where she begins to cry. And I guess she started to cry to get all the attention off of the situation at hand, the conversation, or she was just using that as an excuse as to why she is the way she is. It's because of her past relationship. Okay, boring. I guess she needs something to blame her craziness on. Now we're with Tahiri, Winter, and Rashida. They meet up at a restaurant, of course, and of course Tahiri begins to talk about Joe. What's new? And Winter throws in her 2 cents, and Rocky does too. And they're actually telling her, like, yo, you are bugging. All you do is talk about Joe, and your new song is dedicated to Joe, and the it's called Devil, and it's based on her relationship with her and Joe. Whatever. Um, it was so funny when Rocky, no, Rashida was like, all right, I got this, like the tab, and Winter's like, yeah, I'm glad, cause I ain't got no job. You real for keeping that real on national TV. Well, clearly you do have a job because you're on Love and Hip Hop, but I don't know how big your check is looking because you've only been on like 2 episodes and you only had probably 1 minute airtime and a few seconds of you actually speaking. So I don't know how much that adds up. But your face does show at the beginning of the show, so you must get paid for that, right? Okay, now we're with Yandy MD. They're at a photo shoot with her and their son, beautiful blue-eyed baby boy. And as they're taking the pics, Yandy's twin, her mom, comes in, and Mendici's type tight because he's like, well, this is a family shoot. If I knew that, I would have invited my mom. Like, I mean, I kind of was offended because I'm like, yo, that's really fucked up that you would invite your mother but not include Mendici's mom. Yeah. So Mendici's tight because he finds out that Yandy's mom is moving to Jersey, and they go outside and they're talking, and Yandy wants to move to Jersey too. He's so pissed off that he leaves the photo shoot, and Yandy's acting like she doesn't care. She's like, okay, I'll see you at home. He's like, yeah, that's if I come home. Alrighty. Um, Now we're with Rich and Erica. Um, there was something that I wanted to mention. Okay, yeah, so Rich and Erica, it's Shawty's birthday. It's her birthday, and he takes her out to eat. And they're at the restaurant, they're talking, and I automatically notice that blue bottle of Moscato that I always thought that the freaking, I forgot the woman's name, that does Love and Hip Hop, the black lady, the producer, whatever she is. Mona Scott Love. Mona Scott Young. I always thought that was her voice on the commercial, but I'm like, nah, that can't be. It has to be. Because they're having this little dinner and the camera's focusing on the freaking bottle that's on chill, and it just is strategically placed so you can see the freaking label is Bartenuta Moscato. And I am not a Moscato lover. I hate Moscato with a passion. But my friend, Schneidine, has been in love with this damn Moscato for the past 3 years. And it's been out for about 3 years. And it has got to be the bombest Moscato ever created. So yeah, I guess Mona Scott Love Young, whatever your name is, you're smart for jumping on that bandwagon. But that is not her brand of Moscato. She's just endorsing it. She has to be, or VH1 or something. So yeah. Um, Now we go to Yandy and Kimbella. Kimbella was looking type thick. I'm like, damn girl, after having that baby did you some justice, 'cause you looking pretty darn good. Um, kind of wish she was on the show again. It would have been a little better. Ooh, Black Ink Crew? I don't really watch that show, but tonight's episode looks pretty damn juicy. Yes, it is, and I will be watching it at midnight. I just had to come on here to do the Love and Hip Hop video for you before I watch Tiny tonight. Yes, I am going to watch that in about 30 minutes. So let me hurry up and make this video. So yeah, Kimbella and Yandy are just sitting outside having some coffee. Yandy's asking her for some advice on her and Mendici. She knows Mendici's pissed off at her and she doesn't know what to do. So Kimbella suggests, why don't you do like something real sexy for him, make like a sexy video, and yeah, just look good for your man. And yeah. So Yandy's like, oh, I'm about to go home and practice. And scene. Now we're with Rocky and Jen at the Hot 97 audition, and they're having an interview with an artist named Vado. Vado to me is not even a factor because he just isn't. I think he's down with Jim Jones, and he has some song that goes, "Hey Mooma." So I think that song is whack. And yeah, so Rocky is flirting her ass off with Vado. It's so disgusting, and she is asking him if he's single. He's asking her if she's single. And he's like, what do you like in a man? And she's like, rich, long, thick, strong, stamina. And Jen is in the cut looking disgusted, like, did this bitch just really say that? And the way she said it, she was like, rich, long, thick, ugh, strong, stamina. Ugh. That's what she looked like. She was just disgusting. I hate when the camera freezes. Anyways, wow. That must be industry pussy. Mind you, Vado even said that one day she was flirting with him and touching his body and shit. And she's like, well, I mean, that's what, you do. Like, nasty. She was not even that great on the radio either. She sucked. But thank goodness it was only for online. It wasn't, like, live on the air. Alright, now we're at the studio with Erica. And Erica is singing. And it's so funny because during the commercial last week, I was like, oh, Erica, she's doing her thing. And I realized that it's auto-tune. She has auto-tune to help her. And, I'm not that impressed. The song sounded really good, though. Yandy's in the cut listening, and she's pretty like, wow, I thought I was going to be laughing and, holding my mouth and shit like that. But she's pretty good. Yandy leaves, boom. Now we're back to Tahiri and Joe, and they're in the studio, and Tahiri finally shares her track. I was so excited to hear this because I don't see Tahiri as a rapper, singer, nothing. And let me tell you, Erica Mena is way better than Tahiri. Tahiri, you need to stick with your booty modeling and just looking cute with your little fat patch under your neck. I think she needs to get like a lifestyle lift. Get that taken away. Like, it's not cute. It's not. Um yeah, so she's playing her track for Joe, and as the track is playing, which it really sucked, it was whack as fuck. She's singing it to him, like she's not even lip singing it, she's singing it, and her voice live sounds even worse. Sounds even worse. And she's looking at him while he's smoking his hookah, just, bopping his head, smoking the hookah. And this bitch is touching on him, rubbing his knees, grabbing his jean pants towards her. And she's just looking real passionate as she's doing the little lip sync or reenactment of her damn studio session. And I was kind of like, ugh, Tahira, you look desperate. Really desperate. So yeah, uh, finally she mentions his girl, and I was shocked because I guess he's going on tour, and she mentioned, like, why don't we do a remix to it and then you hop on the track? So I'm thinking she's trying to get in on this tour. So like if they do this track, then she can go on stage with him and perform. It's sounding really thirsty, I know. So basically, after her mentioning the whole tour thing, he says, yeah, why don't you come? You could come to the concert or whatever. She's like, well, what about your girl? And he didn't even say anything about that. I'm kind of like, wow. So yeah, he invited her on tour with him, or at least to a show. I don't know. And then they passionately hug again for way too long. I swear to you, if I was his girl, because he does like Love and Hip Hop nights every Monday, and they watch it at home, I would break up with his ass because this is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. Now, Yandy and Mendici, they're out to dinner, and she's trying to butter up Mendici to move to Jersey, and within her coming up with the idea, he just agrees. I'm like, wow, that's all you had to do? It was pretty much a snooze conversation, and boom, I noticed the bottle of Moscato on chill. Bartenuta, Blue Bottle Moscato. That's endorsed by Mona Scott Young. Yeah, it's official. Yeah, but anyways, so Yandy takes him to a room and she plays the damn video of her, like, doing some sexy, like, shit. And I was laughing my ass off because I'm like, when the fuck did she get that shit done? Who edited this? Who, like, it was just, this is so stupid, this show. It's so retarded. But yeah, when the fuck did you have time to make that video? You did look cute in it, though. Now we're with Rocky and Jen. They meet up for lunch. This whole episode was just like fucking lunch, right? Lunchtime. And there was no lunch involved, but they were just sitting outside on the table. And Jen calls out Rocky for being a slut on the radio. And, they're arguing. And when Jen, I'm like, damn, this bitch is bossing up. Jen is actually opening her mouth and giving her opinion. Respect, respect. Um, Rocky's talking about, I'm gonna punch you in your face. You getting so mad that you want to punch her in her face because you know she's telling the truth. So, Rocky decides to say, well, I didn't even know your baby daddy was your baby daddy because he was trying to holler. And she's like, I got the text messages to prove it and shit like that. She was, oh gosh. And Jen didn't say nothing. I'm like, how you gonna let this bitch disrespect you, talk about your man, and you not say nothing? She walks away, gets into the car, and they're arguing again. And Rocky says to Miss Jen, good luck on getting on. Basically, good luck on finding a way to get on the radio. Because Rocky feels like she's number one because Rocky has more experience, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I forgot to mention that when they were having an argument, Jen mentioned that I saw you on the net, like all up on Joe Budden, like you was straddling him and shit like that. Like you look like a slut type shit. Like, so I guess that really pissed her off, so she decided to like bring up her baby daddy just to piss her off. Cool. So yeah, Rocky wishes her good luck on getting on. And Jen's response, I know all of you who probably were like, you know, okay with Jen, you're probably done with her after this comment that she made, but she's like, I'm white, I will get on. I'm white, it will get done. Like, basically, I was just like, whoa, she went that far. So, as far as that comment goes, I thought that maybe it was a mistake. You know how sometimes you get in an argument, you might say something just out of anger, or you say it so fast and you're like, fuck, damn, why'd I say that? Shit, I wish I could take it back. No, she repeated herself again. I'm white. It will get done. And then Rocky's like, really? Really, Honky? All that shit? And she's like, yeah, I am white and it's gonna get done. She repeated herself a few times and she even said something else. And the car drives off. And the next episode, when I tell you the next episode, it looks so crazy that I'm like, I can't wait till the week passes just so I can watch it. It's like beyond juicy. For any of you who hate this damn season of Love and Hip Hop, I guarantee you, just judging off of the damn preview, you guys are going to love next week's episode. Okay? I'm going to promote this shit like I'm Mona Scott, because next week is going to be fighting, 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 fighting. And we finally get to see Joe Budden's girl, Kimura, whatever Canine, or whatever her name is. She's irrelevant because she's rarely on the show, but she lives with Joe. I don't understand how you live with Joe, but you're not on the show like that. Yeah, so this little bitch, which I find out she's 21, not 20, she, and Joe are having a conversation, and Joe tells her that Tahiri wants him to get on the track. She's listening to the track. She's like, and you're thinking about doing this track with her? And she's like, this is where I draw the line. It's not going to happen. And I'm like, bitch, you're drawing the line? That's really, you know what? I'm going to save all this for next week because I don't really know the tea on the conversation. But I was just like, now you want to draw the line, bitch? All this time, this motherfucker's been meeting up with Tahiri, going to dinner with her, flirting with this bitch in the crib where you supposed to live with him. And, you know, you guys are taking pictures with a bunch of other bitches on Instagram, kissing titties, kissing other girls, rolling in the bed with other bitches, and this is where you draw the line because he's trying to jump on a track with his ex? That sounds really fucking foolish. And then anyways, in the clip, you see that she actually tried to get bodied with Tahiri. Like, bitch, you're like 2 pounds. Tahiri's ass is like 100 pounds. Why would you even try to battle her? So she's like, Tahiri's like, so you don't want him to jump on the track with me? And she's like, it's really funny because um you clearly ain't doing your job because he's constantly coming back to me. And I think basically the little girl, 21-year-old, said something to Tahiri for Tahiri to say that, and then Tahiri must have knocked her out because all I saw was just, it just looked juicy. I can't wait. I'm making this video too long. This has nothing to do with tonight's episode, but next week's episode is going to be fire, and Mendici ends up fighting some dude that's taking a picture of his girl's booty, and Jen the Pen and Rocky's argument continues, and Consequence gives this bitch, ooh, a piece of his mind, and I was like, yo, let me find out. Consequence, you better had not really tried to holler at that bitch, really, please. I hope you didn't. But you're a man, so who knows. You guys, I'm going to end this video. I want to watch Black Ink Crew because tonight's episode looks pretty hot, but I'm probably going to catch that, like I said, at midnight. And Tiny Tonight starts soon. You guys, I hope you enjoyed my video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I will see you tomorrow for Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls Club is going to be pretty hot, so you guys tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Oxygen Network. Peace out.